Hello, Year 9. Today we're going to talk about prime factors. We're going to talk about prime factor trees or prime factor decomposition. It has lots of different names. We have done it before. You're normally pretty good at it. Some of you have forgotten though because we've done it as a starter before. So the title for today is prime factors. If you've got an exercise book or you're writing on some paper, go ahead and write that down. And then your starter is those 10 questions there. I would say pause the video now and I will do the answers in just a moment. Okay, so get yourself ready. Make sure you press pause. Give yourself until you're finished. No more than 10 minutes though. All right, so some answers. 12 times by minus 5 is negative 60. Negative 12 plus 7 is negative 5. Negative 6 plus negative 12 is negative 18. 3 squared is 3 times 3, which is 9. 20% of 50, 10% is 5, and then I can double that, so the answer must be 10. 0.5 as a fraction is 1/2. Why is 3 a factor of 246? Well, let's see. Can we divide 3 into that? Does 2 go into 246? 3 goes into 24 8 times with nothing left over. 3 goes into 6 twice. So why is 3 a factor of 246? Because 3 times by 82 is 246, and that is why. Write the prime numbers that are less than 10. All right, let's see. 2 is a prime number and it's less than 10. The next one is 3, but 4 is not a prime number because you can count to 4 by 2. 5 is a prime number. 6 is not a prime number because you can count to it by 2 and 3. So 7 would be the next one. 8 is not a prime number either because you can count to that by 2 and 4. 9 is not a prime number because you can count to it by 3 and 10. Guess that's it. All right, so 2, 3, 5, and 7. The highest common factor of 9 and 15 is 3. And the lowest common multiple of 3 and 7 is 21. So there you go. There's your answers. Make sure you give yourself a score out of 10. All right, so what we want to do is we want to write 30 as a product of prime factors. So product means multiply, and prime factors are prime numbers. So we're looking to multiply a bunch of prime numbers together. So I'm going to start and I'm going to write out the number 30. Then I'm going to ask myself, what numbers multiply to 30? You might be thinking of different numbers than me, but that's absolutely fine. I'm going to say 3 times by 10. 3 times by 10 makes 30. 3 is a prime number, so I'm going to circle it because there's no other numbers that I can use that are going to multiply to 3. 10 is not a prime number, so I can find 2 other numbers that multiply to make 10. Those would be 2 and 5, and 2 and 5 are both prime numbers, so I'm going to circle those. There's no smaller numbers that make up 2 or 5. So now that I've got all of my numbers circled there, I can go ahead and multiply them together. 2 times by 3 times by 5. That's it. The whole question is done. I've written it as a product of prime factors. 30 is the same as 2 times by 3 times by 5. All right, let's try another one. All right, exactly the same idea, just a slightly bigger number this time. Write 70 as a product of prime factors. So I'm going to start with 70. And then I think, what 2 numbers multiply to 70? I'm thinking 7 times 10. I'm also thinking that 7 is a prime number, so that one's done. 10 is not. That is 2 times by 5. So those are prime numbers, and those are finished. 2 times 5 times 7. Right? You don't have to write out all of your answers in order from smallest to biggest like I am. You can put them in any order you want. 7 times 2 times 5 is also completely acceptable. All right, that's pretty much it. We're going to try one more example, make it look slightly fancier. All right? So this question doesn't look much fancier, but the ending of it is going to be a little bit fancier. So 72. Let's think of 2 numbers that multiply to 72. Any 2 numbers, even if you did it with different numbers to begin with, I promise if we both do it correctly, we'll get the same answers. So I'm thinking that 72 is 8 times by 9. Now, neither of those are prime numbers. 8 can be written as 2 times by 4. Now, 2 is definitely a prime number, but 4 is not. So 4 is the same as 2 times by 2. And now both of those are prime numbers. So that's all finished. 9 is the same as 3 times by 3. And 3 is a prime number, so I can circle both of those. Now I'm going to go ahead and write all of these down. So we've got 2 times by 2 times by 2 times by 3 times by 3. Now that's all great, but that's a lot of numbers to write out, and I don't know if I really want to write out all those numbers. So I can actually write this as 2 to the power of 3 times by 3 to the power of 2. And this is just written in index form, and that will be something that will be really good for you to write your answers as. That is our lesson on prime factors. We did already do this before, but if you're still confused, maybe try looking back in your book, hopefully. All right, have a good day.